Good evening and welcome to Pulse of PNG. In our top story tonight, East Sepik Governor Allan Bird has issued a strong and somber response to yesterday's Supreme Court ruling, calling it a judicial victory but a societal defeat. His remarks have sparked national discussion about the state of democracy, accountability, and political balance in Papua New Guinea. Governor Bird began by acknowledging the Supreme Court's legal reasoning, making clear that he respects the decision handed down by the country's highest court. But he warned that while the ruling may be technically sound from a legal standpoint, its implications stretch far beyond the courtroom. According to Bird, the decision creates a dangerous precedent, one that could entrench power in the hands of a single individual for an indefinite period. He argued that history has shown the risks of concentrating too much authority in one office, saying such outcomes are fundamentally at odds with a dynamic and accountable system of government.
The judges have ruled, Supreme Court has ruled. So we just have to study the decision and see if there are any options for us. Obviously, we respect the learned judges in their judgment. I think the full impact of the judgment we are actually going to see over the next few years.
Bird emphasized the already challenging role of the opposition in Papua New Guinea's political landscape. He described opposition service as a thankless and perilous vocation, one often carried out at a disadvantage, without access to the privileges enjoyed by the ruling side.
It's going to affect the size of the opposition. I think it's going to get smaller. All the advantages are with the government, really. It's very difficult being in opposition doing what we do.
Despite this, he said the opposition remains a crucial pillar of democracy, tasked with scrutinizing government decisions and defending the rights of ordinary citizens. But yesterday's ruling, Bird said, has dealt a heavy blow to this critical role. He argued that it effectively validates the immense political pressure the ruling party can impose on its rivals and further weakens the opposition's ability to hold those in power accountable.
And this ruling just makes it even harder. And I suspect that in future you will find that there'll be much smaller opposition, because everyone is going to move to the government. This actually shields the government, I think, in its actual impact. In law, it might be a good decision, but in
the governor
practice,
warned that with many of the country's accountability institutions already struggling, such as administrative oversight bodies and law enforcement, the opposition had become the last remaining safeguard. And now, that safeguard has been severely compromised. He went on to caution that the long-term consequence of this weakening is a government increasingly insulated from meaningful scrutiny. Bird expressed concern that such conditions inevitably lead to corruption, stagnation, and a decline in public trust. He described the ruling as a turning point, one that may shape the future of PNG politics for years to come. Despite his frustration with the outcome, Governor Bird expressed gratitude to the citizens, colleagues, and supporters who stood with him throughout the legal challenge. He reaffirmed his commitment to continue fighting for transparency, accountability, and balance in the political system. In his closing remarks, he delivered a direct and emotional pledge, saying, "We, the few who are unmoved by the lure of power and privilege, will continue this fight, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. If we do not, then who will?" As the country reacts to the ruling, questions continue to emerge about the future of governance, the strength of democratic institutions, and the role of the opposition in shaping national policy. Pulse of PNG will continue to follow this story closely and bring you updates as they unfold.